you can kind of see it. Let's move forward and forward.
Okay, well, check this out. First of all, you're throwing too many big words at me. Okay, now, because I don't understand them, I'm going to take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth and help me get set.
See, now you found yourself a nigga. You looking for a nigga? Nigga here now, see?
My mind is so spectacular. Open up your aperture. You don't like the light that I be shining, bitch, you Dracula. Southern draw vernacular. Flip you like a spatula. Knew that I was built to put this world up on my scapula. I've been on this road so long, my tires bald. I don't wanna text and no, I don't wanna call. Came in this shit running, bitch, I don't know how to crawl. We ain't never folding, I'm holding the highest car. Look, okay, grew up running post routes. Now I'm on the cash route. Better call the plumber, that boy spitting like a bass spout. All these bad women in this club, fuck is you mad about? Word to all my estheticians, boy, I'm about to lash out. Straight from St. John's to the east side, jigging since the knee high. Watch the way I put on for my state, nigga, yeehaw. Respecting no Aretha. Crazy how I made it to the league from the bleach eyes. Boy, my shit hair wrong, black, rich and bare arms. Smoking on that yogi, this shit stronger than some bare arms. Goku, I'm in rare form, you cannot prepare for him. When I swing, it's like a carnivore, this shit ain't fair for him. Brought intellect back to this rap shit. You niggas need chapstick. Ship and dry for way too long, and I'm the matchstick. You niggas Nickelodeon me, I'm more like Cap Nick. Cap a nigga, throw him in front of me. Party favors on the table, you can pick and choose. I would be lying if I said it, I don't get confused. I'm just a player in the game and I don't pick the rules. Why trouble always seem to find the ones with shit to lose. About to blow like we just lit the fuse. We double dutch into this dough, I get this shit in twos. Push the button, get it started, put that shit in cruise. A little dust up on his heart, I barely get to use. A fool flatters himself, a wise man flatters the fool. Man, I just came to get it started like mechanics with tools. Cause in my hood, if you don't pack a tool, you planning to lose. These young boys deserve Oscars, they be acting a fool. A couple loose screws, but they hammer accurate. Ooh, I know some niggas stuck on drugs and manufacture it too. School of hard knocks, we all got our bachelor's food. No cap and gowns, but we all had to master. Party favors on the table, you can pick and choose. I would be lying if I said it, I don't get confused. I'm just a player in the game and I don't pick the rules. Why trouble always seem to find the ones with shit to lose. I'm lit, it's about to be a late night. Fresh wax, shawty, show me what it tastes like. Niggas know me in my city like I'm Wayne Wright. Got them looking up to me and we the same height. Ooh, I got it bad, deep in my bag. Foot on the gas, they cannot last. Swimming with the sharks, bitch, that's a great white. Never stopping, we don't even need no brake lights. Say she don't smoke, but she always smoke with me, yeah. Backwards in the air, back up in the ovaries, yeah. All my ops, they stay running like they over easy. Even my masseuses can't just get too close to me, yeah. Shout out to Next, soon as the ink dry, we count out the checks, yeah. I never flex, I bought up a business, you bought up a section. I'm at the top of my class, yeah. Y'all never learned from your lessons. Skywalker gave me the force, yeah. Turn this into an obsession, yeah. I couldn't wait on the team, cooking shit up with just me run play, yeah. Things never are what they seem, but we know the facts, yeah. Charging that shit to the game, but now I pull up with a battery pack, yeah. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, and we can just leave it at that. I'm dumb lit, it's about to be a late night. Fresh wax, shawty, show me what it tastes like. Niggas know me in my city like I'm Wayne Wright. Got them looking up to me and we the same height. Ooh, I got it bad, deep in my bag. Foot on the gas, they cannot last. Swimming with the sharks, bitch, that's a great white. Never stopping, we don't even need no brake lights. Big bro, why they call you big bro? Every time we hit the bank, we deposit zip codes. Well connected with the streets like we out in Skid Row.
Conley to Anthony Edwards. Gordon is there, and he threw it away. It's a turnover. 2-on-1. Brown, Westbrook, no. Rebound Alexander Walker. Final seconds. Here we go. Conley the other way. Edwards looks at the clock. Drives. Feeds. 4 outs.
They got a foul.
They got a foul on the three-point shot. It's a foul on the three-point shot. Wow. Now, they've got to review to see if the foul occurred before the clock. Alexander Walker.
Looking for a clock malfunction.
Westbrook was there. It was a three-point try. The foul you can see was called. The three-point shot was recognized, and they're over there reviewing. How about that sequence, though? Westbrook misses that layup. Keep in mind, they're up one in that situation. You didn't necessarily have to shoot the layup. You could have brought that back out and run some clock potentially to run the game out. But then he misses. Minnesota could have called timeout, but a heads-up play to get the ball up the floor, understanding that the Nuggets were a little disjointed. They weren't going to be in a position to set their defense. And Edwards with a great decision on the attack to find Alexander Walker in the corner there and draw the foul. It is on Westbrook. They're looking at the time.
The defender goes into the offensive player on this shot attempt. We will shoot 3 free throws and place the game clock at .1.
3 of 4 tonight with his team down by 1 in double overtime. And .1 on the clock. Wow. To tie. Now, if you're Minnesota, you don't even need to be on the free throw line right now. You don't want to have anything inadvertent happen for the lead. Wow. The NBA doesn't get much better than this. It does not. What a game. Wolves are going to win it in a dramatic double overtime win on the road by 1. And the Timberwolves are 44-32. They've won 4 in a row, 5 of 6, 13 of 16. And they come back from being down.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Shop. Your host, Mr. BJ Matthews, a.k.a. B. Joseph. We'll get started. Follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos. Hit that like button. Y'all come in here. Hit the share, subscribe as well. Let's get it popped. Let's talk about it, man. Last night, the Nuggets lose a heartbreaking game to the Minnesota Timberwolves, 140-139. It was a nationally televised game on TNT. Go down is probably one of the most historic games that we've ever seen. Just off of the numbers, off of the moments, that probably, based off of just what I was watching, was definitely, you can make a case the game of the season. And the reason why I say that, like I said, it was nationally televised. The storylines that were drawn, you know, Nikola Jokic had a 61-point game, triple-double, right? And, you know, just the mechanism of the game and things that were on the line. The Nuggets need to win for the Nuggets to be able to prevail, possibly close to the second seed, and the Minnesota Timberwolves need to win to stay in that, stay out of, you know, moving down the standing. So with that win, both Golden State and Denver stay at the same spot they were at. So that definitely hurts the Clippers because they could have had a chance to move up. So today, even if they win up against the Pelicans, which they should, they still will stay at the 8th seed. As y'all come in, make sure y'all hit that like button. So I wanted to put that out there for all the Clipper fans. But let's talk about the game last night between the Nuggets and the T-Wolves. T-Wolves right now the 7th seed after that win, and the Nuggets stay at the 2nd seed after that loss. Both teams have, I believe, 6 more games left. So we'll get into another time with the scheduling and stuff. But based off of last night's game, what a historic game between the Nuggets and the T-Wolves. And like I said, performances all over. Starting with Minnesota, Anthony Edwards, 34 points, man. 12 for 25 from the field, 50 minutes of play, 9 rebounds, or 10 rebounds, 8 assists, almost a triple-double within himself. Big baskets towards the end of the fourth quarter. He started pretty slow, but Ant-Man definitely showed himself to be prevalent in that game. Julius Randle, a big game from him as well, 11 for 22 from the field, 26 points. Held his own, quiet as kept against Nikola Jokic. Even though Jokic had his numbers, sequences through the game, Julius Randle was going, scoring into transition. He was scoring, in the half court, hitting big shots in the double overtimes. So Julius Randle showed himself to be very comfortable. And then you had Nickeil Alexander-Walker nailing the 2 free throws at the end to win the game. 26 points from him, 8 for 16 from the field, 5 for 11 from the 3-point line. So those 3 guys, in my personal opinion, were the best players on the court last night. And there's the one that carried them. They didn't have Dante DiVincenzo or Naz Reid. So that definitely hurt them a little bit, but not as much as, the Nuggets. They were missing 2 of their stars, Jamal Murray, and they're missing Michael Porter Jr. last night. So they had to go with, a different lineup. And like I said, you're looking at this team, they basically had, a lot of, stuff that happened. Jokic scoring 61 points off of 18 for 29 shooting. Let me just say y'all this. They're going to use this. They're going to try to use this as a talking point for him to be an MVP. Now, I'm going to talk about my thoughts, what I think about that as the show goes on. But Jokic, man, just really showed himself, definitely one of the best offensive players we've ever seen. I'm talking about from scoring and assisting standpoint. 18 for 29 from the field, 19 for 24 from the free throw line, 6 for 11 from the 3, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, man. That's just what Jokic does. Aaron Gordon, 30 points, showed himself to do his job, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, got on the glass, did the things that, Aaron Gordon likes to do, stays in this dunker spot, gets, easy baskets near the rim, plays 47 minutes, plays both ways of the ball. Very, very prevalent game by him. And then you had Christian Brown, 18 points, taking the start last night, 8 for 14 from the field, 12 rebounds. Very, very hustler type of player. So those 3 guys at the start, and those are the ones that kind of, held their own. But this video is about Russell Westbrook, man. We saw what happened last night. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to give y'all my thoughts about it, and y'all can take it for what y'all want to take it as. So Russ last night had 12 points, 4 for 11 from the field. Also see this. 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 turnovers, 1 steal, and 38 minutes of play. So let's just break it a little bit down. What happened? So Russell Westbrook, last night, watching the game, had 2 bad plays that cost the Nuggets the game at the end. Okay, at the end. I'm gonna emphasize that at the end. But there's some stuff I'm gonna actually sprinkle in there as the show goes on, so y'all just stay with me. But Russ had a couple bad plays that really could have sealed the deal, but really just put them in a bad spot. So for y'all that just came in here, we're gonna replay some of this, and I'm gonna stop it and let y'all see what's going on. But Russ, like we said, had a play, right? Denver's up by 1, 17 seconds left. They're in double overtime. They're dog tired. Both teams are just ready to get this game over with. I was watching it last night. I'm like, man, I was waiting for this game to be over. Like I said, one of the best games, if not the best game of the season, just because of the degree of the game and, what was at stake. But y'all see right here, Russell Westbrook guarding Anthony Edwards, Aaron Gordon on Julius Randle. You got Nikola Jokic right there by the basket, guarding Jaden McDaniels, Christian Brown, Nickeil Alexander, and Peyton Watson on Mike Conley. So that's the matchups right now. So if you look right here, Julius Randle gets a screen set on Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards looking to get the ball because the Timberwolves have one last shot. They switch. Right? Aaron Gordon now takes Anthony Edwards. Russ is going to be on Julius Randle. But what he does, he kind of cheats off with Julius. Anthony Edwards gets cornered in the corner right there. And he gets trapped. So this was a very smart play by the Peyton Watson for trapping and in the corner, forcing him to pass the ball. And then Russ, being in the safety spot, looking to anticipate the pass, gets his only steal of the game. And right here, the Nuggets get the steal. And at this point, they have a 2-on-1. Now, this is where the announcers, and I think people are talking about, because I got tagged in this video by oh, what up, cuz 23, man. Shout out to him. I knew he was going to talk about this, and I know he's going to, make a video. So he tagged me in this. So I'm going to give my honest thoughts about what happened and what I think is going on and what this means to Russell Westbrook at this point. But they get a 2-on-1, 13 seconds left. Christian Brown gets the pass from Russ. Russ gets it back. Russ going to the basket, and he misses the layup. Right? You got this guy with his arms in it. He said the game is pretty much over. And Russ misses the layup. All right? Bad sync was number one, of course, from Russell Westbrook. Missing the layup. Minnesota gets the rebound. But watch what happens when Russ misses the layup. He kind of like looks and doesn't sprint back. Right? So at this moment, I'm pretty sure he's shocked, like, how did I miss that layup? But at that point in time, rule number one in basketball is that when you miss a layup or you miss a shot, you're the first person to get back. Right? So that's another sequence that he messed up on. I'm just naming some stuff, just kind of break some stuff down. But he gets back on defense, jogging back, and now he's at the half court, but he's out of position right here. Anthony Edwards, the play is going on. He's on Julius Randle. And Russ, instead of being glued to Nickeil Alexander and getting on his man, he misses the play too late, and it causes him to get a foul, which cost him the game. So I wanted to break that 23 seconds down real quick for a reason. Russell Westbrook, this is what I'm going to say to him right here. That was bad because what you did, you were irresponsible, not even with the missed layup. Because let me say something about this whole missed layup thing. Look, when you talk, just like anything, bro, when you play the game so long, you're going to have boneheaded plays. I've seen LeBron James miss the layup when they played the Washington Wizards, right? It was a point-blank layup. Y'all go look this back up of like years when he was with Cleveland. He missed a point-blank left-handed layup to win the game. Or to win the game. But then he gets a three-point shot to take the lead. But he missed a point-blank layup in regulation to win the game. Point-blank. Worse than what Russell Westbrook was, because it was like he's 6'8", but he missed a point-blank layup. I seen Luka Doncic against the Phoenix Suns missed a point-blank layup. Nobody's even around him. Right? I've seen him miss the point-blank layup to, tie the game. So I've seen a bunch of players, star players, superstars, who miss layups at the end. That's not the point. The point is like Russ shotting back and not sprinting back to recover the play, because it could have saved the game. Because look, you could have canceled it out. You missed the layup, but instead you trotting back and you're not glued to Nickeil Alexander. Everybody else is glued outside of really Jokic. Jokic really doesn't have his head on a swivel, which I'm going to talk about Jokic in a minute as well, because there's some other stuff that's going on with Denver that I see as a problem that people ain't talking about. But you got two guys that are out of position. Nikola Jokic is out of position and Russell Westbrook's out of position. But Russ sees a shooter right here in the corner. Somebody's got to grab him. Peyton Watson's glued to Jaden McDaniels. Aaron Gordon's glued to Mike Conley. And, of course, Christian Brown's on Anthony Edwards. Everybody's in position but Jokic and Westbrook, the triple-double leaders, the triple-double leaders, the best players on the team on a stats type of thing. That's irresponsible. And Russ, now, since you're out of position, you get too late to kill Alexander, you're forced to have to try to contest, and you jump to block the shot because you're not in the right position. See, if you were closer to Nickeil Alexander before he got the ball, you wouldn't be forced to make that jump. So this, to me, was the worst situation because Russ was being at being a veteran and just being disciplined. That's bad. In my personal opinion, he deserves all the smoke for that. He deserves all the smoke. He deserves all the blame because you could have, as much as you blew the layup, you could have saved the game back. So I'm gonna take that on the chin. And I think Russ is gonna take that on the chin. Yeah, I messed up. Right? I should have been closer to my man. I should have been better defensively disciplined. Right? I'm not even really too tripping about the layup because I've seen a bunch of players, star players, miss layups and do boneheaded stuff. What do you do after the play? So when people get on Russell Westbrook this morning, it's deservedly so. Now, that's being said, I want y'all to kind of hear what a couple people said about Russell Westbrook after the game and his teammates, his coach, yada, yada, yada. I want y'all to hear what head coach Mike Malone had to say about it and what his personal opinions about what happened with Russell Westbrook. And yeah, here we go. All right, so this is head coach Mike Malone for the Denver Nuggets after the game. I want y'all to hear about a 2-minute spiel of what he had to say about Russell Westbrook in that last sequence. So here we go.
We only play them around 35 minutes tomorrow night.
Do you say anything to Russell after that sequence?
Man, that's Minnesota yelling. Bro, let me say this too, man. Is it me or just Anthony Edwards in Minnesota? They seem to have Jokic's number and the Denver Nuggets number. They've been handling Denver for the last couple of seasons. So I think they've lost, what is it, six games in a row or 5, something like that. I don't know in a row, but they've had Jokic's number for the last couple of seasons. Anthony Edwards, I'm talking about. So, but yeah, that's them celebrating in the background. So here we go.
I will. I mean, it was just I just addressed the team real quick, just about how proud I was of them, for battling, and I feel awful for them because when you put forth that kind of an effort, and you put so much into it, and you don't get the result, I feel bad for our guys. It never comes down to who deserves to win, but our guys did everything within their power to win that game, and it didn't go our way. And we just got to regroup and find a way to get one tomorrow night.
Is the defensive play there or the 2-on-1 there? Are you okay?
So I wanted to stop it real quick. So as y'all come here, make sure you hit that like button. So the reporter asked Mike Malone about what do you tell Russell Westbrook? Did you have a chance to talk to him after the game? He said he will address him, but he addressed the team. Let me give y'all a little bit of insight when it comes to, basketball and games like that. Because I've been in situations where there have been game-winning shots, missed shots, plays that went to the wire. And the media, man, like, you'll say, okay, they have to, do their job. They have to ask the questions and stuff like that. It's the elephant in the room is that Westbrook missed the layup. Westbrook made the key foul at the end. So they're going to ask the question, and that's cool. But understand where the coaches and players are coming from. Russ knows he messed up. And he not just messed up, he's going to put it on himself, as y'all going to hear Mike Malone said. He messed it up for his team. So when they ask him, is he gonna have a chance to talk to Westbrook? Mike Malone's pretty much saying like, I'm gonna let him gather their thoughts. We're gonna let the team gather their thoughts because it's an emotional situation, and then there's a time to talk to him probably this morning or probably after the game, probably like during overnight, something like that. Whatever the relationship is, I don't know if he calls him on the phone, whatever. But in the sequence, like I mentioned earlier, Russell Westbrook was irresponsible. Yes, the missed layup was bad, but it's even worse when you come back down the court and you're not even positioned defensively. So I'm pretty sure Mike Malone told Russell Westbrook that. And like I said, this is a very important point for Russell Westbrook in his career. But as y'all hear from Mike Malone, he's basically saying like a line of compassion first, and then he's going to basically get on him and tell him like you can't make plays like that. Now let's hear what Mike Malone continuously has to say.
Okay with going up with a shot? Would you rather see them pull that out?
Yeah, it's a tough one. It reminded me of playing the bubble. Same situation. We had the ball with the lead, and we went in for the layup, and we missed it. And Mike Conley hit a shot that literally went in and out. And tonight it's tough. You got a 2-on-1 break. As a coach, am I up on the sideline yelling, "Don't go"? I mean, we got a layup. But it's easy to say that in hindsight because we missed the layup. And they wound up getting 3 free throws at the end. And that was a deciding, really crucial stretch of the game. But, I'll address Russ individually, but he's a pro, he's a warrior, he's a tough kid. And I think he knows that everybody in that locker room's got his back.
To that point, given his experience and what he's accomplished in this league, is it easier for someone like him to handle something like that as opposed to a younger guy like a Watson or a Christian Brown?
Oh, good question. I would think, generally speaking, that's the case. A guy that's been through so much, more experiences to draw from. But I also know who Russell Westbrook is. And, he's a guy that hates to lose. So he may not want to hear any of that stuff, because he's a perfectionist and he's a competitor. And knowing Russ the way I do, he's probably going to put a lot of this on him. But we lost tonight. The Denver Nuggets, we as a collective group lost the game tonight, not one player.
All right, so that's head coach Mike Malone. As y'all come here, hit that like button. So basically, like I said, it was a 2.5 minute segment, and reporters are asking the questions about trying to dig and trying to ask what's Russell Westbrook and all that stuff. So it's fair questioning because again, that's the elephant in the room. Now when you have the media speaking and asking questions like this, you have a choice as a coach and a player that we're about to have up here in a second. You have a choice on what you say. Now, what Mike Malone pretty much came out and said in that last segment or that last sentence, he said, we know Russ is going to put a lot of stuff on him, but we lost tonight to Denver Nuggets. So you got to remember something. This basketball is a 90% mental, 10% skill. And the reason why people say more mental than skill is because these players, they can shoot, dribble, pass, all the skills. They do it consistently. Been doing it for years. That's why they're at the highest level. But you'll see, if you see instances in a game where a player, they can do something, they just don't do it. They just have a relapse or something or a bad moment. That's a mental lapse that, contributes to like how basketball is played. Now, that's a very important lesson to learn because not just in basketball and life, I'm gonna get too off kilter, but y'all go through everyday life and y'all might have something that y'all know y'all can do and y'all have a bad moment or bad situation or bad stretch and y'all be like, well, damn, I know I can do this. What happened? And it just simply goes to your mental and, a certain situation that may happen. Now, Mike Malone as a coach, and I've said this before, coaching matters about half percentage of how great your team is, because your job as a coach is playing more so like a psychologist in a way. How you galvanize your team. You're the mechanism. You're the leader, the extension. You give the team a certain level of pedigree based off of, again, I say this all the time. What you see in your team is what you see as your coach. If your coach is hard nosed, that means your team's gonna be hard nosed. If your coach is laid back, that means your team's gonna be laid back. If your coach is you know what I'm saying, discipline, that means your team's gonna be disciplined, right? That sense from the coach and the best player to an extent too, but more so the coach. So Mike Malone's responses to his questions, that basically, in my personal opinion, is pretty much highlighting that not just him, but the team has his back. They know that the stories are going to come. They know the headlines are going to come, and they're going to be like, okay, well, Russell Westbrook, you can't win with him. You can't do this. He's going to be. That's what's going to come with it. So the only people that can really, really galvanize with him in certain situations like this will be his teammates and his coach. So you can see Mike Malone throughout the entirety of the season has been very, very supportive of Russell Westbrook. And it's easy to support somebody when things are going well. Like I said before, Denver's a top 3. Let's put something in perspective. Let's talk about how we looked at Denver coming into this season. A lot of us thought Denver was going to drop somewhere after that 5th, 6th seed into the play-in. They have, you want to talk about exceeded expectations. They have exceeded my expectations this year. They've been a top 2, top 3 seed, and after all that stuff, people say Bruce Brown is no longer there. They're going to drop without KCP. They bring Russell Westbrook in. They're not going to be any better. They're still above the same threshold, and they've been doing it a lot without even Jokic on the court and Jamal Murray on the court. Like I said, they're missing Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. last night. When I look at the lineups this year for Denver, they've missed a lot of their top players. But Russ has played a role of him being a starter and being a bench player. Remember, it started the season when Jamal Murray missed all that time. People were campaigning for Russ to be in the starting line with Jokic after all them triple doubles. Then he goes to the bench, has to play, behind Jamal Murray again. You know what I'm saying? Even though he was playing and holding the fort down. And then Jokic misses time. You see certain games that Russell Westbrook, like take, for example, against Golden State with Aaron Gordon, did damage. So, again, I'm sticking to the point. Russ messed up last night. There's no way around it. The layup, I don't have no problem with him going for the layup because, again, you're on a 2-on-1 fast break. You have a layup to the basket, a line drive. You take that shot because guess what? If they dribble the clock out and Russ gets fouled and he misses a free throw or two, they'll find ways to still blame him. So my personal opinion, Russ took the better of the two. He would have had a better opportunity of scoring the layup than basically making both of those free throws. I think before that sequence, he had made one out of two free throws. So that was the right decision to make. You missed the layup, okay, get back on defense. So not only do you not get back on defense and sprint, you're out of position with Nikola Jokic, and that forces you to foul Nickeil Alexander in the heat of the moment. So I like Mike Malone's response, and this is why I like Malone as a coach. He's a high character coach. And those type of coaches you run through a wall through because they're not going to throw you under the bus once the one thing goes wrong, and you're not gonna forget everything that you did throughout the season. There's been a lot of games he's been very, very big in. I'm talking about Russell Westbrook against OKC, against Boston, even though they lost. They didn't have Nikola Jokic, against Golden State the other day, and they were fully healthy. Right, against Memphis. He's been very, very big this season. So Mike Malone said we're going to ride with him. That's sequence number one. The coach got your back. So also, I want to actually let you all go to another player, and and that is Nikola Jokic. Now, let y'all hear what he has to say about the sequence last night with Russell Westbrook, because again, the reporters are going to ask, and that's their job to ask, yada, yada, yada. So let's hear what Nikola Jokic had to say.
Say anything to Russell after the game, or you talk to him about how things ended at all?
Why? I mean, it happened. It's basketball, you know. I'm pretty sure that he didn't want to make foul or whatever, so it happened. You know, he had the best probably I say thoughts. You know, it happens.
Leading up to that play, you guys played really great defense on that possession, and then get a steal and a fast break the other
Yeah.
Is there any thought in pulling the ball out at that point rather than going for the 2-on-1 fast break?
I mean, it was a layup. It was 2-on-1. You know, I think we should probably they were chasing us to get a foul. So I think it was the right decision to do.
Exactly. See, all this, all he should have pulled it out. Why? Why would you pull it out and they'll probably foul you in the heat of a moment, and they're going to foul Russ because Christian Brown is the only person near him unless Russ passed the ball right back to him. I think Russ is shooting like 66% from the line this year. No, you go for that layup. Because if he would have made it, he would have been saved from it. That was a good play. But since he missed it, it's because he should have pulled it out. Just like Mike Malone said, they did that back in the bubble. They pulled it out. They didn't get the shot up. Mike Conley goes up the other side, almost hits a 3-point shot to seal the game or nail the game. So it's all about, what happens. It's easy for, people to say after the fact. But in that sequence, you're going for the layup, or in my personal opinion, Russ should have went for the dunk. But I think what happened was that he thought the safer play would just basically go for a layup rather than try to go for the, highlight play. See, that's another thing too. Let's see if he went for the dunk and he missed. It'd have been like, oh, he's trying to, shoot for his highlight. So it's all gonna happen based off of what happens after the fact. Right now, like I said, I'm putting all the heat on Russell Westbrook, and I think he wants the heat on him. See, that's the thing about it. When you, like Mike Malone said, he's a perfectionist and he never cheats the game. People like that, it's more than just a game of basketball when it comes to him. It's his way of life. He's not going to cheat you. There's a different meaning to the game than, taking shortcuts. So people like that are self-driven and want to be great. They want to be critiqued. That's the thing about it, that people say, well, Russell Westbrook don't want to be criticized. No, I think he does. But when you go overboard and overkill and act like he's the only person that did it, then now you're talking narratives. Y'all know what I do with people who create narratives. I knock them down to the point where people's heads spin. Russell Westbrook made an awful play last night. He deserves criticism. He deserves to be criticized. You take that on the chin and you move on. All this other stuff, he can't win with the dude. You can't win. That's all casual talk from people who don't know basketball. I'm sorry. A lot of people you got people on this, not just on YouTube, but also just basically, there's a lot of people that just don't know basketball, that can't have a real conversation, that don't really watch the games, or even if they watch it, even their IQ doesn't allow them to stretch as far as they can stretch. They can only stretch so much. They can't get deep in their bag with it because they just don't have the knowledge. They don't have the feel. They just don't have the experience. They don't just have it. They only can go so far as numbers, stats, and talking points from the masses. Nobody can really stand on their own shield and really break down the game, because it's easy for you to just cling on to the talking point. Russ is just a losing player, but don't mention the fact he got 3 conference finals appearances. Don't mention the fact he went to the NBA finals. Don't mention the fact that every one of his teammates, his running mates, Kevin Durant, MVP season, Paul George, best season of his career, James Harden, second highest scoring season with Russell Westbrook as his running mate, and they don't even fit together. LeBron James, you know what I'm saying? Anthony Davis. Look at Denver this year, right? The Clippers, they have Paul, Kawhi. They have the highest offensive rating to start the season in 23-24 amongst those three guys and as a trio. Denver's the top 2, top 3 seed. And the only person they acquired was Russell Westbrook. They let go of KCP. They let go of Bruce Brown. People will say they're going to drop into the 6 and 7 seed. And that's with injuries to Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon and Nikola Jokic. Russell Westbrook's been pretty much available. Let me see how many games he's played this year. Y'all hold on. I want to see how many games he played. So Russ has played 69 games this season, right? And so they was Denver. They played 76 games. So he's only missed 7 games this year. Right? He's only missed 6 games this year. Or 7 games this year, right? So essentially, we look at a couple of the other players. Nikola Jokic has played 65 games this season. So Russ has played 4 more games than Nikola Jokic. And what's crazy is Nikola Jokic is known to be durable throughout the season. You know what? I don't really have too much problem with him missing these games because, again, you know, he's been consistently, you know, there, you know, for the past, 5-6 seasons, you know what I'm saying, playing games. But, you know, Russ has played 4 games more than Nikola Jokic. Jamal Murray has played 65 games this season, right? So their 2 best players, Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, have played the same amount of games, 65, which is, you know, that's what they played this year. Now let me go over to, you know, Aaron Gordon. I know he ain't played it. He has played 46 games this year, right? So a lot of their main guys, man, either have played less games than Russ or, you know, just ain't been as available. 46 games, that means you missed 30 games if you're Aaron Gordon. You missed 30 games. Aaron Gordon is their best athlete, right? Their defensive anchor, their size inside the paint. I mean, missing him for 30 games, that's a huge deal. So you've had to play without him for a certain period of time. Michael Porter Jr. has played 72 games. So he's the only person in the starting lineup who's played more games than Russ. He missed last guy's game as well. So he's only missed 4 games this year. He's been very, very durable. So the reason why I bring that up is because, again, there's a lot of moments Russ has had very, very, you know, big imprints of the season. Like I said, when it was Jamal Murray missing some time, remember that stretch, I mean, the beginning of the season where he missed like 3 games where they beat OKC, right? They beat OKC. Let me look at another team that they beat as well. Let me go towards like the very beginning of the season. Well, I can't even do that. But the very beginning of the season, Russ it was him and Nikola Jokic. They were being a duo while Jamal Murray was out for a period of time, and he was trying to get back healthy. So he was carrying a lot of that burden as a star. I think he started 35 games this year. I'm talking about Russ. So Denver has got more issues than just what happened last night. They got more issues than just Russell Westbrook missing a layup. They have issues with, my personal opinion, their biggest issue is their defense. Like I said, it wasn't just Russell Westbrook out of position. Nikola Jokic is out of position as well. Now, I want to give Nikola Jokic credit too. I know a lot of people, you know, praise Nikola Jokic, and I know a lot of people that don't really care for him as well. I was one of those type of people that didn't really care for Nikola Jokic, but then I seen his impact and how he treats his teammates. Throughout that interview and throughout this season, Nikola Jokic did not once bash Russell Westbrook, and from what the reports have said, he was the one that wanted Russell Westbrook over there. So again, most of the backlash on Russ comes from the media. It doesn't come from the players. It comes from the media. And they twist it into something else. And really, his career took a backslide when he joined LeBron James. And I'm not trying to get more, but that's when his career took a backdrop with the Lakers. And I already went through that whole spiel of what, happened and all that stuff, bro. Y'all can go check my previous videos about what I thought about, his career. But his career really just took a backseat when he joined the Lakers. Before that, yes, you heard little rumblings from Skip Bayless and, casuals like that. But nobody was really tarnishing his career. Ever since he left the Lakers and since he joined the Lakers, his career has pretty much been tarnished to the point where you look at Russell Westbrook, people think that, oh, he's a bum, he's a scrub, yada, 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 because a lot of people are just, followers. They can't break the game down. They can't be on their own shield. They don't know how to break nothing down. And I've said this before. If you talk about just the numbers, just the stats, the same way a lot of LeBron James fans talk when they talk about Jordan, they want to bring up stats. Okay. Well, if you look at the stats, he's the best point guard ever lived. Oh, we can't go about nah. If you saying the stats are what make the case for LeBron James, the stats that make the case for Luka Doncic being who he is, the stats that make Nikola Jokic who he is. And I'm going to talk about Jokic as well during this video because, like I said, they got bigger problems than what Russell Westbrook did. Now, I got on Russell Westbrook, and I wish I was coaching Russell Westbrook because I would tell him behind closed doors, bro. I see your confidence is dropping with your shot, bro. Stop passing up shots. Stop getting in your head. You're going to mess up. It's going to happen, but you're going to do a lot of great things as well. I will take that. I will take the good and the bad when it comes to Russell Westbrook. His mistakes gets maximized, and the things that he does great gets minimized. There's a certain player on our team whose mistakes get minimized and his attributes gets maximized. But that again goes to watching the game. A lot of people don't watch the damn game. They look at that stat sheet, they wake up and they make a video and they act like they said the gospel. Don't put nothing on the screen. Don't break nothing down. Can't tell you what no type of play is in basketball. Can't tell you what a flex offense is. Can't tell you what a flare screen is. Can't tell you what a Princeton offense is. Doesn't know what a DHO is. Don't know what ice means. Don't know what fire means. All these basketball terminologies that people keep trying to come and act like they can talk to me about need to move around. Because a lot of people don't know basketball, don't know shit. They just run with narratives and just talk. But back to my point. If you want to go with just the numbers and the stats, he's the greatest point guard ever lived. Now, we know we don't go by stats. I don't alone. You got to look at your wins, your championships, right? Your skill set. It's a lot of things that factor in. But in this era of basketball that glamorizes stats, he got the best. He got the points, rebounds, and assists. But that's not what's going to be the talking point. They're going to move the goalposts. But back to my point with this whole with the Denver Nuggets. I watch the NBA, right? And I do watch a number of games for Denver. And their defense takes a back seat to their offense. Now, again, they were missing two of their stars, so it would have probably been different yesterday. But, people are glamorizing over Nikola Jokic 61 points, bro. And let me tell you something. Offensively, like I say offensively, the dude is unbelievable. His IQ, bro, like you can't even – he's one of them type of players that I don't think I've seen a player that if you double him, he's as effective as he's scoring the basketball, bro. Like, you're almost afraid to double him because, see, usually a player of that caliber, you double him. You throw two at him. But teams and defenses are scared because he's going to find the open man, he's going to make the play. That's very, very, prevalent. So you got a guy who can score on all three levels, and you got a guy who can pass anywhere on the court. That's what makes him so special. But on the other side, defensively, I see why the Nuggets are so bad defensively. I see why certain things have to be placed around Jokic for him to be successful. Why they have an Aaron Gordon, why they had a KCP, why they had a Bruce Brown. I see the holes that Jokic has to be covered with because, again, if you look at the numbers, the raw numbers, their defensive rating, they're 21st in the NBA defensively. That's like comparing the Clippers offense to the Denver Nuggets defense. They're both bad. So we have to start there. What is going on with their defense? Why is their defense so bad? That part of that goes to Mike Malone. I got to give him his smoke too. Part of that goes to Mike Malone. Your guys are not defensively disciplined. They're offensively disciplined, but they're not defensively disciplined. Like I said, that play at the end, Russ wasn't the only one out of position. Jokic was too. Dude was standing behind Julius Randle because if he got too close, he would have got taken off the dribble by Anthony Edwards, which is not that's understandable because Anthony Edwards is so explosive. But my point is that teams know to attack Jokic at that rim. That is rotation. He doesn't rotate the best. He has good help side defense when you get close to him. He has quick hands, but for the most part, he's not moving his feet on defense, which probably is asking a little bit too much for a center of his size. But that's my point why there are certain holes in their team that a play like that happened the way it did last night, where it's hard for their team to help him recover because you got a guy in Jokic that has to be placed in a certain part of the court for them not to be exploited, and a guy in Russell Westbrook who was defensively irresponsible and not seeing Nickeil Alexander in the corner. I'm almost done, y'all. But their defensive rating is what it is because of, I feel like, Nikola Jokic. And if that's part of the problem right there, look at this. They are 21st in defensive rating. Now now in defensive rebounding, they are top 3, but that's not really concerning defense. That's not considered off of, how you stop teams. Off of offensive points, second chance points, they rank 21st in that as well, meaning they allow teams get second chance opportunities to score. That means you're not doing a good job of getting rebounds. You're not doing a good job of stopping the other team's offense. That's why I saw a lot of Minnesota last night, 2 second chance opportunities. And again, that falls partially on Jokic, that falls on the coach, that falls on their defense. Like I said, they scored 139 points last night. That was a game where, and I know there's 2 overtimes, but if you look at their defense, Denver's I'm talking about, their defense is going to be the pitfall of their team, not their offense. Again, Westbrook missing that layup was horrible. Don't get it twisted. But I've seen that happen to, players, believe it or not, before, star players. Wide open blank point layups that determine the game or are at the pecking or the crucial moments of the game. That's not the problem. The problem is what happened when you did after. But again, the mass media is going to get on Russell Westbrook, and they're going to say that he, he was a guy that was responsible for the game happening the way he did, and it was towards the end. But all those minutes prior to that, bro, Denver's defense they could not stop or at least contain Minnesota's offense. They were basically just going tit for tat offensively. And Jokic really doesn't get talked about on that side of the ball like that. That's why it's hard for me to really put him as the best player in the league, because that's such a huge deficiency he has that when you have holes like that, it's hard for me to put you as the best player in the league. And not only that, this whole MVP race, bro, the MVP race is over. The MVP race is over. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the MVP of the NBA. I don't understand what people are talking about. This is still this ain't no close race, bro. OKC has already been the top seed for the entirety of the season. Jokic has missed 12 to 15 games this year. How many games has Shai missed this year? So look at that. Shai's played 72 games this year, bro. So he's played 8 more games than Jokic. And not only has he played more games than Jokic, he's missed his guys more times than Jokic has missed his guys. Like I said, Jamal Murray and Jokic have played the same amount of games, right? Michael Porter Jr. has played 72 games this year. Now, Aaron Gordon has missed. He's played only 42 games or 46, something like that. But Shai has missed Jalen Williams. He's done missed Chet Holmgren. Those are his 2 best players he done missed. And he still got OKC as the first seed. And not only that, his game, there's really no holes in Shai's game. He can score on all 3 levels. He can play point guard. He can play shooting guard. He's clutch in the big moments. He's a willing defender. Not to say he's not an elite 2-way like a lot of these people try to claim he is. He's not an elite 2-way player. He's a good 2-way player. He's serviceable. Mixed in with that team defense with the zone and the stuff that, Mike Denhall has placed around him with, guys like Lou Dort and Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren as a rim protector. So he has help him, but for the most part, he doesn't get targeted like Jokic does. That's the difference. Shai doesn't get targeted. He can hold his own at his position. And that's the problem with Jokic. You give up, you score 40, but you give up 40. So that's pretty much canceling out. So that puts your teammates having to cover for you. So the MVP race is over. It's not a close race. I don't know what people keep trying to they go to stats. Okay, if you want to go to stats, then you got to look at it like, okay, well, keep the same energy with everybody else. I don't go by simply just stats. The Nuggets are 4-7 without Jokic this season, right? Now, like I mentioned, going back to Westbrook, he's been big in certain games as well. Against the Warriors, it was Russell Westbrook and Aaron Gordon that game. Russell Westbrook got the start, right? No Nikola Jokic, no Jamal Murray. He had 12 points, 16 assists. Didn't shoot good from the field. But as far as his impact, he played 42 minutes that night. 16 assists, bro, with 12 points and 42 minutes, and you're left with the responsibility to do a lot of stuff, and you beat the Warriors in Golden State. That's pretty much your contributions. And something else I noticed about Russell Westbrook too. Look, just like Nikola Jokic needs certain things around him, just like LeBron needs certain things around him, just like Luka needs certain things around him, just like James Harden needs these guys need certain things around them to be successful. You got to place certain things around players that either take away their deficiencies or enhance their strengths. They both go hand in hand. Russ needs shooters around him for him to kick the ball out to. Because if you don't place no shooters around him, It's going to force him to take a lot of ill-advised shots. He had 12 rebounds as well. He had a triple-double. If you put shooters around Russ, I guarantee you the shots go down. I guarantee you the attempts go down, and you find the assists go up, the turnovers go down as well. And once again, this assist, he had 7 turnovers, but he had 16 assists. I keep telling y'all, stop worrying about how many turnovers a player has. If their assist turnover ratio is 2-1 or over 2-1, they're fine. Everybody is not going to need the same amount because, again, if you're a high usage player, you're going to turn the ball over. It's just the facts. But against Golden State, they won that game, right? Against Houston. $14 points for Russ, 5 for 11 from the field, 2 for 4 from the three-point line. Jamal Murray played a hell of a game that day. 39 points. So, really the only game he really struggled with was if you want to pick a moment of the season where he really looked like that was just bad, was really the game last night. And the 4-7 record that they have, you got to look at also the losses. Let's look at a couple of these losses as well. Let's go with this Memphis loss they lost too early in the season. So this game, Russ played 23 minutes. They were missing Aaron Gordon and Nikola Jokic. Like I said, Aaron Gordon he missed 30 games this year. They had everybody else, and this was the very beginning of the year as well, without Nikola Jokic. Right? Let's go against the team against Boston, 106-118. They don't have Nikola Jokic, Aaron Gordon in that game as well. Russell Westbrook starts by Jamal Murray. Boston's the best team in the NBA at this time, next to Cleveland. Russ had game high 26 points, 9 rebounds, 9 for 18 from the field. Against the top team. So he's played well, even with not just Nikola Jokic, but also another player or two, a key player, a key piece. I'm just going to this notion because now I hear that this whole Nikola Jokic, that he don't have no help. I mean, no, I think he has help, but it's not just him that's missing these games. Aaron Gordon might miss a game. Jamal Murray might miss a game, right? Michael Porter Jr. missed a game last night. So it ain't just him. They've won games without Nikola Jokic, and they've been competitive against good teams without Nikola Jokic. The simple fact is that the team runs through Nikola Jokic offensively, but defensively, he needs a lot of help. He needs a lot of assistance. But back to my point, bro. I don't even want to go too much up on the spill, but he deserves praise, but all the overkill about this guy, he can't win with him, yada yada yada, bro. Like, that's where you lose me. He takes it on the chin. His teammates had his support, had his back, and that's how you're supposed to do it. Mike Malone did it how he's supposed to do it. I'm gonna talk to him after the game. I'm talking to him privately. Nikola Jokic, I'm pretty sure he looked at the report like, what is it? What he acts like he looks at like, bro, what's the big deal? Like you play bad, you move on, and that's it. You go to sleep, you move bad, that's it. But this is going to be another talking point. This is going to be another notch in, the people's belts. Like, oh yeah, you can't win with Russell Westbrook. So you can't really worry about casuals. You got to just continuously push on. Like I said, it's a very, very important point for Russell Westbrook. He has to be able to take in his teammates' support and just know that you're gonna play bad again. Like, just accept the reality. You're gonna play bad again, but you're gonna have a lot of good success as well. See, like when the moment, I'm leaving it as the moment you accept what it is, you can actually break it down even better in life. When you accept the realness and what the situation is, don't try to hide and shun from it. It's better when you can actually figure it out and actually move and progress through it better. So that's all I want to say, man. I'll be making another video here soon. Pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull live. Peace. Out of here like swimwear.
I'm feeling good, feeling alright tonight. I'm feeling good now. Yeah, it's all good in the neighborhood, homies. Yeah, little wild. I feel good, I feel alright. Cruising through my neighborhood on a warm summer night. I feel good. That's right, I feel good now. It's summer night. Summer days just sitting around, but when the sun goes down, I'll be ready to party. Them summer nights, keep the top on, drop. All the girls looking hot, hit the photo and we just don't stop. Party until the morning light, ain't nothing like them summer nights. I just kicked it at home, I polished up the chrome, called the Ruka on the phone, let her know I'm home alone. It's 7:30 and the sun's going down. It's a summer night and the fun's going down. I pick her up and she looks all dolled up, sitting passenger in my rag and Paula. Yeah, I let her know that she looks beautiful to me. The world's an ugly place, but she is such a sight to see. The kind of woman that would put up a fight for me. The kind that wants to spend the summer nights with me. The temp was 80 and I'm cruising with my lady, playing some Ralph Bagan. Ooh, baby, baby. I see my homeboys and the cruising in the ride with their ladies sitting by their side. People think we look crazy, but I think we look classy. But then again, that's only if you ask me. Just sitting around, but when the sun goes down, I'll be ready to party. Ain't nothing like them summer nights. Keep the top on, drop. All the girls looking hot, hit the photo and we just don't stop. Party until the morning light. Ain't nothing like them summer nights. My homeboys throwing the backyard boogies, so everybody gets together to unwind, relax, and have a fun time. The DJ spinning, so I grab the mic and be like, ain't nothing like them summer nights. The party's packed with beautiful women and the gang of the homies that wanna get with them. And they'll say anything just to hit them. And it's usually a nice summer night when they did them. I don't know, it must be something in the air. Can't help but have a good time because the feeling is there. To some people, the feeling is rare. They're at the past saying, God damn, I wish I was there. To have a drink, have a token, hook up with someone fine, but the kind that looks up. Gotta keep some pisto in the cup, party until the sun comes up, but we give up. Summer days just sitting around, but when the sun goes down, I'll be ready to party. Ain't nothing like them summer nights. Keep the top on, drop. All the girls looking hot, hit the photo and we just don't stop. Party until the morning light. Summer nights can keep a smile on your face. Gotta try to have a good time with your life, otherwise it's just a waste. Either way, I'm gonna party just in case. Like Prince party like it was 99 and 87, 88. I couldn't ask for no better weather. I'm right next to the Pacific, to be specific. The candy paint job glows under the moonlight as I close out my summer night and say goodnight. It's time to put the top up and park it, drop it, unplug the ground, roll up the windows and lock it. Walk in the pad and fall into bed as she lays on my chest to rest her sleepy head. And we do this all night long, from dusk till dawn. But it's not quite the same when summer nights are gone. But even when they're gone, it won't be long. 8 more months and once again it's on. Summer days just sitting around, but when the sun goes